Guys, it's your girl JK, and welcome to another episode of the Many Wigs Podcast, where if it's popping, I got a wig for that topic. On today's episode, we have someone who also wear many wigs. She is a mom, a wife, and business owner who runs a financial service distribution business that brings Wall Street to Main Street. She bet on herself by leaving a lucrative career in corporate America to pursue business ownership and build her family's legacy versus someone else's. I love it. Lovies, please welcome the beautiful Miss Danielle Jones.
Hello, guys. Great to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. So, how are you?
I'm doing great, doing great. You know, the weather's changing in Atlanta.
Yes.
So that's a beautiful time for me.
Yes.
Beautiful weather. Originally from the Northeast, the weather in Georgia is one of the reasons why we came here. So
Nice.
enjoying every minute of it.
So, how long have you been in Atlanta?
Now 10 years, believe it or not. Yeah,
Wow.
time goes fast. Don't blink because
Wow,
all of
I
a
know,
sudden,
right?
yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's been, but we've loved it. We really
Mhm.
love it. Again, 10 years ago, decided to kind of make that big move from the Northeast, being born and raised in that part of the country,
Mhm.
and came here and we were like, you know what, we're staying, we're planting our flag. So we
Nice.
really, really haven't looked back.
Nice. Love it. Love it. Well, we are glad to have you.
Thank you.
So, we're just
Glad
going
to
to
be
get
here.
right into it. So, you bet on yourself and
Yes.
you left corporate America.
Yes.
Tell us about your family business.
Well, so my husband and I, we run a financial services distribution business, like you've mentioned,
Mhm.
right? So originally I was in corporate America for, yeah, goodness, probably about 15, 20 years in the
Mm.
same career.
Mhm.
And it was what I had noticed is over time, while it was lucrative, I was able to climb that corporate ladder, so to speak, right?
Mhm.
I was able
Mhm.
to get the titles. I was able to get
Yeah.
the promotions, the money that came with the titles and the promotions, right?
Mhm.
However, what I realized is time was flying by, just like these 10 years I
Mhm.
mentioned. Time was flying by, and guess what? I was missing things. My kids were growing
Mm.
up, and yes, I was present as a
Yeah.
mom, but you notice the difference. Time, corporate America could never give that back to me. It always
Right.
came with a sacrifice climbing that ladder. So wasn't until, I actually had my third child that I was like, you know what? I'm not going to repeat the same history again that
Mhm.
I did with the first two.
Right.
And I was going to step out again, take a leap of faith and bet on myself and get into another line of business working for myself so that I can build something for my family versus building someone else's dreams.
Nice, nice. I love that. Okay, so a lot of people think that they don't need life insurance. So, can you kind of explain the importance and the benefits of life insurance?
Absolutely. So, some people believe that life insurance is, it's either too expensive.
Mm,
I don't really need it, right?
mm, mhm.
Or they just never get around to getting it. It's normally one of those three reasons why people don't get life insurance, but you absolutely do need it. If you have anyone who depends on your income, and that means children, it could be a spouse. If anyone depends on your income, then you absolutely need life insurance because if you're gone tomorrow, tomorrow's not guaranteed. One thing that we
Yeah,
don't know, we're guaranteed not much in life, but definitely guaranteed that we will one day what? Die, right?
exactly.
And none of
Yeah.
us know what that date is going to
Mhm.
be. So with that said, if since we don't know the date, if something were to happen, then what happens to the family? That income
Mm,
that you once had is no longer. So that family, who's left behind, typically spouse, kids,
mhm,
they're left not only emotionally devastated, but also
mhm.
financially devastated.
Yeah.
So life insurance prevents that. Right. And it's something that's totally preventable, prevents us from having GoFundMe's, right? In order to just bury someone, let alone that family being able to continue on
Yeah.
with the quality of life that they enjoyed prior. So that can be avoided in life insurance is that protection. You think about it, we protect what? Our cars, right? We have life insurance, I'm sorry, insurance on our cars. We have
Mhm.
insurance on our homes. But what is our most valuable asset? Our income.
Right.
You need to protect your income, and life
Mhm.
insurance does just that. So that's why
Mhm.
it's absolutely necessary.
Nice. So, are there any disadvantages of life insurance?
The only disadvantage to life insurance is not being educating and knowing what you're purchasing,
Mhm.
which unfortunately is the majority of people that purchase life insurance. Those that are responsible and say, I know I need it,
Mhm.
oftentimes they rely on the person that's selling it to them to give them the right product, right? So it's about educating yourself on what is the right product, because there is a right kind and a wrong kind, believe it or not, just to simplify it. There is. The life insurance industry has done a great job taking advantage of people, specifically within our community, in selling them the wrong kind of insurance, where essentially they're getting low value coverage for high cost versus high value coverage for lower cost. That does exist. But of course, what's profitable to the life insurance company? Something that is higher, that costs more. So that's what they sell, and that's all they'll sell in many instances. And if you don't know that there's something else, unfortunately, you're taken advantage of. So there is a disadvantage, not knowing and not being educated.
Okay. So is there a difference between permanent and term life insurance?
There is. So oftentimes when people use the term permanent insurance, they're referring to what's called whole life insurance, right? It goes by many names: whole life, universal life, variable life. I want to take your life. And I'm being funny there, but that's, I mean, when I tell you there's many products, like hundreds of different types that you can purchase, but they all are categorized in the permanent or whole life category. The other type is term insurance, which is for a term. So whole life, the idea of it is that you have it for your whole life up to the age of 100, right? However, again, you have to be educated on what you're purchasing, right? Those types of policies are typically 8 to 10 times more expensive than a pure insurance or term insurance policy, which is why insurance agents, the industry, promote selling them, because it's more profitable to the insurance company, it's more profitable to the agent, right? So what we teach out of our brokerage is for people to buy pure insurance, term insurance. You buy pure insurance, and then you what? Invest the difference. So that difference in cost between a permanent policy and a term, that difference, you invest that in a true investment vehicle, completely separate from your life insurance policy. You invest it and you see the growth. So you not only have insurance to cover you to make sure, God forbid, something happens, your family's covered, but you also have a savings, a true building of wealth in a separate vehicle that's a true investment vehicle. That's what we teach. Anybody that sells anything else, numbers, people lie, numbers don't.
We getting our life today, love. Okay, so does lifestyle factors impact life insurance?
And when you say lifestyle factors, I'm assuming what you're referring to is like, okay, your health. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, it does. It absolutely does. And that doesn't, and regardless of who the insurance carrier is, that is going to be a factor in the underwriting process for sure. It's going to be a factor. So what we teach people is, number one, the time to get insurance is when you're young and healthy. It's going to be the cheapest, the absolute cheapest, right? So now, say you do have a health ailment, right? That doesn't mean don't get insurance. No, you put in an application, because still it's not going to be any cheaper today with that health ailment than it's going to be if you try next year or the year after, because now you're aging, and that's also a factor in the underwriting process. So you want to make sure, even if there is some underlying health condition, that you still put an application in to get life insurance and then go from there. And we always will work with them. Say there's a rating associated with that because of that ailment, we can always work with the client in order to adjust the coverage to keep the premium affordable, so that they have something. And again, they're not left with nothing, and their family members are left in a situation where something happens and they're not covered, which happens often.
What would you say to those who are straddling the fence on obtaining life insurance?
Well, I get back to, okay, a couple of things. Oftentimes people don't get life insurance, one of three reasons. Either they think it's too costly. Well, I just mentioned there is a type of insurance, pure term insurance, that is not high cost insurance. It's low cost insurance with high value. Okay. And we can put a financial plan and strategy in place to make sure that you can have coverage and it is affordable within your budget. Okay. The other reason why people don't get it is because of the fact that they just didn't get around to it. Well, now I think we've emphasized sufficiently during this discussion that it's necessary. You need it. If you have someone depending on your income, you absolutely have to get it, So, so that's what I would say. I would say, make sure that your family is covered, right? The most important asset that you have in your household is your income right now, if people are depending on it. So you need to make sure, like, you protect that car you're driving, you need to protect that income that you're bringing into the household, because nobody, people often look at life insurance, oh, it's for me. It's not for you. It's for your beneficiaries.
Mm.
That's who you're not going to know anything about
Yeah.
what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid something were to happen to us, right? We don't know that.
Yeah.
Our family members are the ones that suffer that consequence or suffer that or benefit from that gain. One of the biggest transference of wealth from one generation to the next generation is through life insurance. So the wealthy have known this for quite some time. They use it as a strategy. Wealthy people don't need life insurance because they're already wealthy, right? But they use it to what? Not build wealth, but maintain wealth. This is actually the transfer of wealth through life insurance is actually something that our community can use in order to make sure the next generation is in a better position than the prior one was when they started out. It could also be used for that purpose.
Okay. Besides helping families achieve financial security, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Well, one of the main things I do, so I'm an avid Bible student, my family included, and we spend time in the ministry. So we teach people about finances, but we also teach people about the word, God's word, the Bible.
Yeah.
That is definitely something that I truly enjoy. It brings me the greatest satisfaction above all, because it just like, when you teach some people about finances, that can change kind of their quality of life for them. And then the next generation, when you teach someone the Bible, it changes their life in an even bigger and more impactful way.
Yeah.
So that's what I enjoy in addition to spending time with my family, the things that you would expect, traveling, that's always, but it's always centered around my relationship with God as well as my family, for sure, hands down.
Nice.
Hands
So
down.
is that how you handle that work-life balance?
Well, it is because certainly, when you keep the main thing, such as focus on your spiritual relationship with God, then that certainly is going to keep you grounded. In terms of outside of that, treat yourself to a schedule. That's the best advice I can give in terms of maintaining work balance. If you're all over the place and don't know what's next or what's coming, then you're going to be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I treat myself to a schedule. I manage my calendar very well. Make sure that I'm communicating those same things and including, my family members when things need to be done or we have to go places. They're included on those same calendar invites to make sure everyone's on the same page. So, it's just a matter of just, time management, which to me starts with having a schedule and sticking to it and making sure things are on your calendar.
Wow.
So.
Well, thank you. You have given us life today.
Oh.
So I have something to give to you.
Oh, what's that? Let's see.
So my sister Gigi and I, we
Okay.
actually own a fragrance company.
Ooh.
And we have our essential perfume oil. She is called La Elegance, and she has notes of vanilla and white peony.
Oh my goodness, this is wonderful.
Thank you.
I thought I smelled when I got here and I was like, what is that? This is delicious.
Thank you.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I can have that. Yes.
Yes, you can.
Yes, I love gifts. I love gifts. Awesome.
And then this is our essential cologne oil. This is
Okay.
called Otis, which
Ooh.
stands for On to Infinite Success, because the sky's the limit for me and my sister Gigi.
That's the truth.
And he has hints of musk, amber, and
It
sandalwood.
has such a clean smell.
Mhm.
I love that. Oh, this is wonderful. My husband will be wearing that.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you for having
Oh,
me. It was
thank
really,
you.
truly a treat. Always,
you. It's
always
been an
ready to,
absolute pleasure.
share knowledge wherever I can.
Yes, thank
For
you.
sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, lovies, that's it for this edition of the Many Wigs Podcast. And remember, if it's popping, I got a wig for that topic.
That's the truth.
Bye.